É um prazer novamente estar na sua companhia para trazer mais um Ser Família. Este é um programa que fecha uma série de 4 programas onde estamos a falar sobre resiliência. No programa anterior começámos por falar sobre criar um ambiente seguro e vamos continuar precisamente com este assunto no programa de hoje. Para voltar a falar sobre isto, temos não um, mas os nossos 2 convidados. Primeiro, mais uma vez, Daniel, obrigado mais uma vez pela tua presença.
Obrigado. E nós temos o privilégio de ter aqui o Roberto Iannò, mais uma vez connosco. O Roberto Iannò é de Itália e também tem um doutoramento nestes assuntos da família, de maneira que é bom podermos ter tido esta oportunidade de falar aqui sobre resiliência e hoje terminamos esta série, não é?
Muito obrigado.
What key family resilience process have been identified by research?
Yes, when we talk about resilience, we are talking about different elements, different processes. So scholars have tried to create a framework within you put all of these elements. And I will use the framework developed by Walsh. He's one of the most famous scholars that has written about resilience. And so she identified 3 different key processes: belief systems, and organizational processes, and communication problem solving. And in this episode, we will talk about the organizational processes.
Mm-hmm. And how is organizational process related to resilience, Roberto?
Yes. When we talk about the belief system, we dealt with ideas. So something that is inside our mind is abstract things. And of course, you need to have a look into your brain, your ideas, and your attitude. Mm-hmm. But also we need to deal with the practical things, because only changing your mind is not enough. Mm-hmm. So when you have a good attitude, a good perspective, you check your lens through which you see the world, then you are challenged to change something in your life, in your practical daily life. And so I just want to quote one of the sentences by Walsh. She writes, "To deal effectively with crisis or persistent adversity, families must mobilize and organize their resources." So it means that they have to move, When you change the home, then or maybe you rearrange your home and then you put the chair on the other side. So you have to reorganize. It's not just enough to study something and, I understood. It's not just a matter of ideas. They need to reorganize to fit changing conditions. So this is the key. So we need to talk about how your life, your practical life, may change after then you have developed a resilient attitude in your own life.
Mm-hmm. And now to remember, what is the first key resilience process?
So the first word that we need to remember is flexibility. It's strange because when we talk about families, we need more about the stability. Families need, first of all, stability. Means that we live in that home and we don't change every week home, because otherwise we will lose somehow ourselves. We need a surname, we need some traditions that help us to feel part of that family. So this is stability. But families need, in order to face adversity, flexibility. This means to change.
It's unnatural.
Yes, it's unnatural, because when we develop some habits, then we want to keep on with those habits because they were successful and we don't want to change them.
This is home. Yes. Concept of home.
Yes.
Does not change.
Yeah, I moved many times when I was a child, and it was not natural to change every time. You have to adapt. But life needs some flexibility. And the scholars use this expression, stability amid chaos. I mean, even when there is the chaos in your life, you need somehow to write some stability things. So stability and chaos, stability and flexibility, it's a paradox, but this is how you may grow in your own life. And there are some other people that say that you need to bounce, to come back, but to come back forward, not backward. This means that this stability and this flexibility means that you need to come back to normality, but could be something different from the past. If you experience an earthquake, if you experience a death, you cannot go just back. So this kind of flexibility helps you to accept a new phase in your life.
Mm-hmm. So that we can understand the concept better.
Yeah.
Have you met people through your life that have this both flexibility and resilience?
And stability, yes.
Stability.
Thank you for this question, because we need to talk about real life.
Yes.
And when we study a concept, then we need to find a way to implement in our own day life. So I just remember a friend of mine, he was a businessman, he was a very wealthy person, he was used to drive a BMW, to go to fancy restaurants, to do exotic vacation. And they were an open family. Whenever you needed, you would have found a place in their home. They had a sense of hospitality, so they had everyone at home. And you could have thought that they were open because they had money.
Yes.
That is not the reason. And in one point of his life, the business were not broken. It was not good. So he had to be flexible. And I don't know how he managed to do this. So from one day to another, he never drove and again a BMW. It just, as we were in Italy, it was a Fiat 500. I don't know if you ever saw it. The movie is a very small car. Okay.
Yes.
They didn't go any longer to the trendy restaurants, but they just bought the takeaway food. They didn't go to exotic vacation, but they went just to the public swimming pool in the town. So they had to be flexible. But I was impressed that the stability was that their home was still open to people. They couldn't afford to buy a lot of food. Maybe it was more simple, but I always recognized their home. So they were flexible, they adapt themselves, but they were still...
Some values remain.
And you could
Adapted.
recognize that family. So that is, I think, is the challenge, to adapt, to follow, the way, the life, but then remain yourself. And that is one of the secrets.
Ok, vamos fazer um pequenino intervalo agora que terminou este raciocínio, mas ainda temos muito para lhe trazer. É já a seguir um breve intervalo de cerca de 2 minutinhos no máximo. Então até já.
TV Novo Tempo, o canal da família, o canal da esperança.
Estamos de volta para a segunda parte de mais um programa, mais um Ser Família. Estamos a falar de resiliência e, como já percebeu, temos vindo a oferecer nos últimos programas o guia de estudo, a revista Lar Doce Lar. É precisamente uma revista que nos dá dicas muito práticas para questões também elas muito práticas, desafios que enfrentamos na família e que nos dão algumas ferramentas e dicas úteis para podermos superar, estar preparados e, quem sabe, também evitar precisamente alguns desses desafios e alguns desses conflitos. E o melhor de tudo é que é mesmo totalmente gratuita. Basta enviar-nos uma mensagem escrita a dizer Lar Doce Lar para o 933 93 92 91. Depois entraremos em contacto consigo para lhe podermos enviar gratuitamente este guia de estudo para a sua casa. Relembro mais uma vez o número de telefone 933 93 92 91. One more question. What is the second key resilience process?
Yes, the second key process could be named as a connectedness. That means that cohesion. And sometimes families, when they experience some adversity, they just tend not to stay together, because everyone reacts differently to the pain, to the problems of life. So sometimes families tend to divide, to stay in their own sorrow. So we just stay in our own room, then we don't stay with others. We just look at our smartphone.
Yes.
We don't share problems. Sometimes when a family experiences a problem of cancer, for example, they are not prepared. They cannot talk about this. So everyone just suffers by himself.
Maybe Googling a tutor.
Maybe, yes. They go. They just try to find some comfort from Google.
And some even go further. They separate, they divorce.
Yes.
Sometimes they are not able to face this problem because it's too much for them, and so they separate. So the family breaks down.
Yeah.
And I saw this many, many times. So another resource is just to find a solution to keep the family together. And sometimes families feels ashamed. They don't even share with the other people. So they detaches from others. They don't attend any longer, I don't know, maybe the churches where they worshipped. They don't attend any longer the meetings with the extended families. And so they feel sometimes wrong. And in this way, you lose a sense of belonging. So you don't belong to anyone. And so the scholars have studied the value of nurturing the cohesion in the family.
To support each other when everything is okay, normal, is one thing, but another thing is supporting each other when they really need, when there is a crisis. Is it easy? What are the challenges there, Roberto?
No, they are not easy. I would like to make just another example. I remember another family. He was a friend of mine. He was my colleague. And what time in their life cancer arrived. And his wife developed a cancer, and it was a very challenge in their own life. She lost the hair, you can imagine. And an illness touched everyone in their life.
Yes.
Because it doesn't touch just the person.
Yes.
It's the system. The system is collapsing, And each of them had a different reaction to the situation. But even though they tried to remain family. And I was astonished because one day I saw she was without hair, and I saw him without hair as well. He cut all the hair so that they were the same. So they share something, just to remind that they were family. So even though you had the worst, because you had the cancer, not me, they tried to remain together, to celebrate together. Because when we are together, we are stronger somehow. We need this kind of relationship. And so they never isolated themselves for the other. And they share this also with Facebook. I don't know if I will be able to do this. I'm a little bit shy as a person. So I don't know if I would have gone so far. But I would have shared with people. Because we need to keep this kind of relationship. We need, and we'll talk a little bit later about these resources. But you need to fight this tendency to withdraw from reality and to grieve by yourself. And so this kind of network will help the family to survive. And when the problem is over, the family is still there.
Support one another. No?
Yes. And they are ready. Maybe they can share their own experience with another family. And so no man is an island. And so we cannot remain just by ourselves.
Okay. To have one more key to resilience process.
Yes. Yeah. I think this is a tough key, this one, because it's a social economic resources. It's somehow linked to what we were saying before. The social resources are the extended family network. I don't know, the people in Portugal, maybe they are near the Mediterranean, so we still value the extended families.
Not too different from the Italians.
Okay, yeah. We are cousins, okay? So we feel the same. So we know what is the value of the extended family. But I know, even in Italy, sometimes brothers and sisters, they don't talk each other. But if they don't talk each other, it means that the cousins, so their own respective children, they don't know each other. And so they cannot have an extended family that can support them. And the social resources are also the community network. If you are a religious person, it could be your church, when you go, when you attend, and when you bring your skills, your gifts, but also you receive some support. You may attend an association, maybe you make some voluntary work, and then you have people that neighbors also as well.
And the church as well.
Yes, the church and in the south of Italy, it's more common to have neighbors. In the north part of Italy, it's a little bit more difficult. I mean, you have neighbors, but you don't call it neighbors. Just people for that you don't know them. But the value of neighbors, I remember when I was a very child, and if you needed something in your home, you just go to the next one, you knock and say, do you have a little bit of salt or oil, something like that. It's just a joke, but this kind of relationship allowed you to ask them for something bigger when you would have needed. And so these are the social and economic resources that can help you.
And again, Roberto, do you have any personal experience of this kind of social support or this network social support?
Yeah.
That you would like to share with us? So we can see it.
Yes, thank you, because you are always inviting me not to talk just about ideas, but real life, our life. And I would like to share something more, a little bit myself. And I already told you that I grew up in a family. When I was 5, my parents divorced, and then when I was 12, my father died. So it's not easy to grow up in a family with just 3, mom, my sister, and me. And I remember that at that time, my solution was the extended family. We come from the south of Italy, and so I spent the holidays in their home, the vacation time in their home. I grew up with my cousins, and they were my own family. But I remember also in the church that I attended, the many uncles and aunts that I had. I don't know if you're experienced. Yeah, everybody is an uncle. I mean, if you attend a church where you know each other, if it is a very big, maybe you don't understand. But if you attend a small church, but even a neighborhood, so you are a young people, so the older one, they are uncles. And for me, they were resources. They were my mentors because I didn't have any father at all. I didn't have any model. So for me, that was a resource. But also, we didn't have a lot of money. Only mom was working. So I even dressed with the clothes of someone older than me that they gave us. Maybe now is not the time. But we need always something that outside our circle that could be an help for us. So family needs supporters, mentors, caregivers. I learned from life that we cannot survive by ourselves.
We are not an island. we need each other.
Yes, yes.
And this goes against a very individualistic society we have today. You mentioned about North Italy, but I guess this culture is spreading everywhere, right? And the whole content we have been talking this has this end that is very important. We need each other if we are to go through life in the most difficult problems, right?
Yes, I totally agree. Even though I value individual, and I value my private life, so I feel a little bit uneasy when I'm overwhelmed by the crowd. Okay, but even though we value the individual, it should be an individual related with the other individuals, so that we can exchange life. Sometimes I can give you my own perspective because it's a time when I'm up. But sometimes when I'm down, I need your own perspective, your own contribute. But also, they discover that the economic resources are useful as well. I mean, I'm not just talking about the wages, I mean the income. I'm talking about how you handle money. I just remember, and I'm a pastor, so I live within the context of the church. And one day, there was a church member who asked the church to help her because she was facing some difficulties, some economic challenges. So we tried to help her with money, but also we asked her, can we talk how you spend money? Because maybe we can, I mean, you not only need money from outside, you need also to save money within your own budget. And she didn't accept it because she didn't want to change anything of her lifestyle. So we learned that maybe there is something. So the economic resources are not only money coming inside, but also not spending too much money. So how you manage your budget. And so I learned from my own life that I need to be a businessman from this point of view. I mean, to stay within my budget. I need to know to say yes and sometimes to say no to my wishes. And so all of this...
Or not yet.
Oh, not yet. Not yet. To postpone gratification. I mean, we need to, we would like always to, we go to the show, we would like to have that item right now. And sometimes we cannot do it. So it's being resilient is a matter of making a balance of different key process elements. We talk about perspective, ideas, organizational processes. We cannot talk about communication, but also there is a lot to do about it. And I mean, it's like an orchestra, and you have several instruments, and all of them have to play in your own life, so that you can have a good, music.
And I just think that in the world we live today, we just need to learn that music.
Yes.
Because we are going for sure to face.
Yes.
There are storms, there are all kind of problems affecting individuals and families, right?
Yes.
And we have to have the tools and the proper way to handle those things, right?
Yeah.
This is coming more and more, yeah.
Even though this is not the topic, but related to the economical resources, we may talk about, for example, saving money. For people, saving is just an option. If you have what remains from your income, then you will save. I learned that it's not a matter of money. Saving is a principle.
Yes.
You save before, and then you spend the other, what remains. Because we learn from a reality that if you don't save, when the problems arise, you are not prepared. So when we talk about a resilient person, there are people that know the reality. They are prepared to every adversity that could come, and economic resources are one of the key processes to survive.
Roberto, thank you so much for sharing during these 4 programs important and key points on the resilience.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you. You too.
Grazie.
Grazie mille.
Para si que está desse lado, chegamos ao fim desta série. Foi fantástico estes 4 programas. Se não teve a oportunidade de os assistir, lembro tudo já no final. Antes, quero recordar também o nosso guia de estudo Lar Doce Lar, um guia de estudo fantástico, totalmente gratuito, uma ferramenta também muito útil para o ajudar a enfrentar alguns dos problemas mais comuns que encontramos nas nossas famílias. Agora sim, quero lembrar que se não teve a oportunidade de ouvir esta série e ouvir todos os programas, eles estão disponíveis no YouTube da Novo Tempo Portugal. Esta série chega ao fim, mas claro, o Ser Família, esse vai continuar, por isso marcamos encontro consigo no próximo programa. Até lá, se Deus quiser.